Okay, so let's have a look at an auto-scaling market data platform in action. On the right-hand side, we have the front end and the different components that make up the architecture. So we have publishers, we can have a number of publishers, here we show two, and we have our active diffusion server, which is distributing data out through an edge tier out to the clients around the world. We also have a standby pool of a single diffusion server that can be called upon if the need arises, if there is a spike in market data, for example. So let's take an example. Let's say, off to the left, I should say, we have the Diffusion Console, which essentially acts as a management console, allowing us to reconfigure the different components of the platform. So let's say that we are expecting a very busy day ahead for market data volumes. We're expecting that one server will not be enough. We may have to automatically scale up as we need to. And let's say we want to increase our number of standby servers to 2. So I'll just make a quick change to change it to 2. And then watch as in the background, the platform is automatically recognizing that a second standby server is needed. And now there is a pool of 2 standby servers. Now, if we just have a quick look at the configuration of the servers themselves, we can see how we have also defined some settings, which is actually the criteria upon which we will invoke an automatic scale up or scale down event. So the key parameters here really are the maximum threshold. So this is a messages per second. It could be thousands of messages per second, and it could be any metric whatsoever. It could be CPU, network load, heap. It could be any metric that we want. For this, we're just using messages per second, and we have defined 150 as our criteria upon which we will need to scale up. We'll need to bring a new server into active action and distribute the load accordingly. Similarly, we've also defined a mid threshold of 100, and this is our lower threshold. So once the volumes have reduced to around 100 or below, then it's sufficient to say that we can scale back down again, etc. as well. And this is just for example, this is all API driven, so we can define any criteria we wish for our automatic scaling up and scaling down thresholds. So let's have a look. Let's start publishing some data. So I will publish, say, up to, let's say we publish to 70. Let's say our second publisher will start ramping it up. Let's say we're running at 70 here as well. So at the moment, we watch the little dial on the active server. So we can see it's increasing. It's increasing, it's hitting 130, 141. We're not quite at 150 yet, so we're not, no auto scaling just required just yet. But let's say that we then encounter a spike. So we're expecting a market data spike. Let's say all of a sudden we encounter a spike. As the data volumes increase, the platform recognizes that the threshold has been breached, and it immediately promotes one of the standby servers into active service. It also has realigned the publishers so that they're making use of both active servers now. Furthermore, the edge tier has been reconfigured to be informed to subscribe to the new active service as well as the previous active server as well. So the edge tier is now subscribing to both active servers. So now we're running at, say, peak capacity, where we're in the middle of a very volatile time with market data volumes. And then let's say, for example, that the markets start to restore stability. So let's say our volumes start to decrease. And if you recall, our mid threshold is 100. So as we start to decrease, we'll see that as we go down, say, to below 100, the platform will automatically recognize that we have restored stability. The publishers are realigned to publish back to a single server, and the additional active server that was promoted has now been powered down. So we're saving resources, we're saving money here and so forth as well. And it looks like things are stable. We still have a standby pool of 2, of course, and then we might make the decision that everything looks to be back to normal. So what we'll do is we'll just reduce the size of our standby pool. We'll reduce it back down to 1, and the platform immediately powers off the additional standby server. And that brings us to the end of the demo. Thank you.